This is Willie Jello Johnson, and you have reached the Titus Podcast. If you want some of the best funny you ever heard, go to ChristopherTitus.com. You can get tour shirts, but you can get 5 90-minute comedy specials that Christopher Titus has done. They're all damn good. He's pretty funny for a white boy. And now, never unbiased, always unbalanced, bringing you the Armageddon update is Christopher Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And we are back. The Titus Podcast is on the air again. And just so you know, we weren't on vacation. We were stocking up on food, water, medicine, ammo, rifles, and Pinot Noir. Getting ready for the end of the world. You know, let's look at the jukebox full of end-of-the-world hit records that are currently being played. We have Russia at war with Ukraine, Iraq at war with ISIS, Israel at war with Palestine, climate change is causing the worst droughts ever seen, and the ice caps are melting. Also, Kim and Kanye are rumored to be having trouble. We have the Boko Haram kidnapping thousands of young girls in Africa and a couple of thousand Ebola cases. And it's new and improved Ebola that makes your eyes bleed and you crap your spleen out while your insides liquefy. When you want to die long and painful, just say Ebola. If that doesn't sound like a plague from God, I don't know what does. You know what? I thought after the Iraq war ended, we would enter a time of peace and prosperity. You know, Russia's making a ton of money, and its people are better off for it. You know, and their oil will be cheap enough for us to all start buying stretch Hummers again. But it isn't to be so. The doomsday clock is tick, tick, ticking, man, close to kicking off the alarm, and this time we can't hit snooze. What the hell is wrong with human beings? At what point do we just live and let live? Has anybody read a history book? Because this shit doesn't work ever. Let's go through what is going on and what can happen. Let's start with Russia and Ukraine. Well, after Ukraine and Russia broke up, it turns out that one of them is a stalker ex-boyfriend. See, Russia has that whole, "You ain't leaving me, bitch. I will get you back. No one will have you. I will take you down." See, I say this one ends in a murder-suicide that can burn down Europe and set the planet on fire in a nuclear holocaust. Putin needs to be dealt with. We have a world leader who is 5'7" of Cold War hatred who would much rather set the world on fire to get in the history books than create a better planet. Iraq and ISIS. Well, thank God we went into Iraq and got rid of Saddam Hussein because he was killing people and raping women and had his country under an umbrella of fear and hatred. Well, we got rid of him and destroyed the country. And now he's got a bunch of people there that are killing people and raping women and have their country under an umbrella of hatred. Yeah. How is it possible that the Iraqis didn't follow the democracy we left them with? They went back to their caveman ways of the last 5,000 years, and now ISIS is running part of the country. A group that, you know, is just a bunch of terrorists that make Al-Qaeda upset. How is this possible? And we have the arrogance to think, how could a culture set in its ways for 50 centuries not adopt the perfect system of democracy in half a decade? Man, are those people wacky. Can't they see how right we are? You know, here's what I say. Either we wipe out the entire Middle East culture, stop dealing with them at all, or start living by Sharia law, because the back-assward ways of these camel-riding, dress-wearing, child-marrying barbarians ain't going away. And Israel and Palestine, really? After all this time? After Israel has occupied this land for almost 60 years, how long we have this every half a decade rocket exchange before people realize that Israel is like the gays in the 70s. We're here. We're queer. Deal with it. Instead, with the Jews, it's like, we're staying. We're praying. Deal with it. And to all you Americans who are so confident that Israel is in the right, ask an American Indian about getting put on a reservation and see how you think then. California right now is drier than a 90-year-old at the gynecologist, and across the globe, unprecedented weather events are happening almost daily. Thank God there's no climate change, though. Oh, yeah, and this whole Ebola thing, you do understand that we brought Ebola into the U.S. as a program set up by the U.S. government. Yeah, for some reason, we couldn't send the medicine there. We had to bring the disease here. You know, everyone should read Stephen King's The Stand because it may be a historical document in a few months. See, I used to think that we should all live and let live. That whatever your religion, you should be able to practice it, even if your religion thinks women are a lesser species and you can marry an 11-year-old. But no more. Things are screwed up. I think we need a new world system, a new world order, one world government, where we all work together and get rid of the people that just make it worse for the rest of us. And who decides who we get to get rid of? Well, I accept your nomination for Lord of the World. I will do my best. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hi, everybody. Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. We are back. We've come out of the bunker because, well, we were down there for 2 weeks, and we thought we haven't heard any noises, so let's come back. With me, as always, to the right, the lovely and beautiful Bombshell Rae.
What's up, peoples?
You're lovely and beautiful.
Thank you.
And to my left, who we've missed for a while this summer, Willie Jello Johnson.
What's up, people? How you feeling today? Everybody good? You good, beautiful?
Oh, I thought you were talking to those people. I'm doing well.
Oh, good. Well, we talking to microphones, man. There ain't no people here, just us.
Right.
But there's
Who did you think he was talking to?
like the people out there that I imagine in my mind every time that we're here.
Yeah, but he asked like...
It's like millions. It's huge. It's like tons of people.
He asked like he was waiting for an answer. And why would you think people could answer through the computer?
Yeah, that don't make sense to me at all.
In my mind, they do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now they're applauding me. Hold on, everybody, just wait.
You know what's crazy right now is I see what's going on in the world right now. You got Putin. Putin is crazy, man. The dude, 5'7" of anger. He just talk about a dude who just obviously got turned down at the first school. He went to the Sadie Hawkins dance and someone turned him down. That's why he mad. Like there's some girl, Korshakova, whatever, turned his ass down in the lunchroom dance one time, and he said, "I'm going to destroy the world." That's when he became a supervillain. The dude's a supervillain. I got to say that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him.
I think everybody agrees with that.
I think he is a supervillain, and I think he would do whatever he can. But maybe Elon Musk will take him out.
Oh, my gosh. Speaking of Lord of the World.
Yeah.
That is actually who you think is Lord of the World.
Yeah, Elon Musk. He is. He's Lord of the World. He could fix everything right now. You know what I say? I say we just turn it over to him. Just turn it over to him. You know, we just turn it over to him, and then he runs it, and everything's electric, and we all have solar panels on our house, and the power companies shut down, and the oil companies go away, and we stop destroying the planet. It really just ABC. It's
Let
right there.
it be known that while you were away on your podcation, you actually
non-podcation. We didn't pod at all.
And we didn't really
we unpodded
either.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure where the hell you guys were, frankly.
We depodded.
You know, the weird thing is that you guys didn't call me. I just didn't show up.
Oh, that's a surprise. Oh, wow. So that's so different from how you usually are. Great.
Hey, man, that sounds a little tense.
Well, it is.
Anyway, so while we were gone, he actually sat in bed with his laptop and watched the whole Tesla stockholders meeting.
Why you gotta be a jerk and make me
And
sound
then,
like
actually, no,
like
wait.
uber geek?
It's way worse. You actually listened to it.
Why do you gotta make
And
me an uber geek?
then,
What just
after the
happened?
whole... Because how long was it? Hour and a half?
It was an hour and 9 minutes or something like that.
Okay. After you realized that there was a picture, you started over and watched the whole thing.
Well, that's not true, because what I did was like this year I listened to, and then I went back and I watched what I thought was this year, but it turns out it was last year or last quarter, and last quarter was amazing because this dude, you know, people, there's a level of crazy that we've accepted in society that in the olden days would have been locked behind a steel cage somewhere. There's this guy that gets up at the investor meeting at Tesla. And by the way, if you guys don't know who Tesla is, please look it up. If you listen to the podcast, you probably know. This guy, Elon Musk, he started PayPal, one of the partners, walked with $180 million, took all of his money. Literally, the dude was bankrupt, put it into Tesla Motors, built that first little two-door Tesla. Then he bought my hometown car factory. He bought the hometown car factory, Fremont, the Numi factory that used to be General Motors factory, and he started building cars there, and he hired a bunch of people from Fremont. Like, he's really helping my hometown. I love the guy. So, but last quarter, and they just let people, like, you don't even have to be a big stockholder. You can be a guy that owns 100 shares. Walk up to the mic if you get into the meeting, and you can ask him questions. So this guy gets up and he starts going, oh man, you know, dude, I was looking at.
Yeah, I saw that dude. Look like a Samoan. That Samoan dude. He showed me the video. You know that? He's like, so the dude starts talking like he all smart, right?
Right.
But the indicator was, you know, like one of his eyes didn't quite go exactly the same way as the other one. You know those people where you're a little
It was a 3-degree variance.
Yes.
Like, and it's weird because there's you never, because if the light moves, you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but it's always there. Right.
Yeah.
The dude was fucking crazy. Let's just say that. How can we start that way? Oh, his eye was a little different. You white people crazy.
I'm just saying, have you ever met, and everyone has met one of those people whose eye is just a little bit off, and have you ever met any of them and they were normal people?
No, man. There's a dude named Cockeyed Roger living down the street, man.
Caca?
Cockeyed Roger.
Cockeyed.
Cockeyed Roger, man. We say, what's up, Cockeyed? Yeah, but he thinks that we say Cockeyed a lot, though.
Which
What?
means poop.
I know.
Neither one is good.
All right, so this guy gets up and he goes, I just want to know, ask one question, and Elon Musk asks it, and he goes, well, I also want to know if I also, like you, am a super genius.
Yeah.
Which is a term that was coined in Warner Brothers cartoons by Wile E. Coyote. Super genius. And this guy goes, well, like you, I am a super genius, so I want to know if you can, if I can get a job or at least get a second chance. He said a second chance, which freaked me out a little bit. Second chance to be on the Tesla board. I could also be chairman of the board if you would like. And Elon Musk is so great. This dude is like, he's so calm and he's kind of nerdy at the same time. You can tell he's really smart and he's also really uncomfortable. It was such a perfect meld of Iron Man and Woody Allen. Man, he just went, well, no, we don't seem to have that job open right
I think
now.
it's time. Next question.
Yeah, I think it's time.
I feel like Elon Musk, he's like, I could cuddle him, I think.
Yeah.
But I think it would probably be.
I could cuddle him.
I know, and that's why I'm saying I've
What's
had
that on you?
I've had to think about
What's that smell
if
on
I
you?
could, because
It's Elon Musk.
I know if you meet
I've
him,
got Elon Musk
it's
all
a
over me.
definite possibility.
That's my new. What's your new cologne? Elon Musk.
I feel like it would be clammy cuddling, though. Like, he just looks clammy.
He doesn't look clammy.
Like, who's that actor that
You're a weirdo.
Hugh Grant? He looks clammy.
No,
It's
man, he
It's
got
like,
that slimy white person thing going on. Look like a piece of tilapia fish.
it's a lot of European people. Like, they look
Yeah,
clammy.
yeah, the lips a little too red, the skin a little too white.
Palms really soft.
Yeah, I mean, some of the Europeans are like that. I would say that. I have a brother-in-law who is, but he can play soccer like a mother, but he's got that kind of too white, too red lips, a little clammy, and also I'm more arrogant and better than everybody.
I've never noticed that their lips were more red, and it's weird that you have. Like,
Just Elon Musk.
I think you're right, though. Kissable. Pout.
Yeah, you put them lips on a black person, it's attractive. It's attractive, but a white person is always odd. Try to do that. Go home, people, do some Photoshop. Take some black faces and some white faces, mix them up. You're going to make some ugly people. You're going to make some ugly. It's weird. It's amazing because you try to mix them up like that, it makes ugly people, but you actually put them together. Put a black dude and a white girl together, they make some good people.
Don't do that at the library.
You hear
though.
what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, you put a black dude and a white,
If
Dude.
Yo, man, I'm talking to the lady.
Wow, 3 weeks out, he's just out of his mind now. What happened to you?
I've been lonely. Third and Western ain't busy during the summer. Let's just be cool.
So now we got Russia is out of control. They're actually massing troops on the border. We're not doing anything about it, but I don't know what to do. What do we do?
Well, you don't know this because you've been flapping your jaws while this was going on, but this just came in on.
It just came out. Hot news? We have hot news?
Barack Obama delivered a statement about Iraq tonight, and
Barack Obizzle, what'd he say?
he actually
Obizzle? What's Obizzle saying?
has authorized.
I think it's offensive that you
Holy
call the
crap.
president Obizzle, man.
I like Obizzle.
All right, man. You know what? That's actually not a bad nickname. Yo, what's Obizzle say?
Thank you.
Barack did a press thing about Iraq, and he has authorized targeted airstrikes in Iraq against Islamic militants, along with airdrops.
Here we go.
There's your boy.
Here we go. Well, finally now. So here's now ready for this. Now let's just go. This is why I think we need an extinction level event. I'm not kidding. Now we got the Republicans saying he's a weak president and he can't do anything and he should be standing up to him. Now he's standing up to him. I guarantee you what happens next week. I can't. Oh, he waited till they were gone on vacation too. He waited till Congress was gone on vacation before he did it.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you got to go behind the woodshed to get something done.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what that means, but I get the gist.
Yeah, you know what it means.
So we got that. So we got that going on. So he's bombing Iraq. So we're back to bombing Iraq again. That worked out. What did we wrap it up in 2012? We got out in 2012. It is now 2014. Not even to the time we pulled out. It's less than 2 years and we're bombing it again. Good job. Halliburton's got to be. People at Halliburton are high-fiving right now.
But I thought today the news was on in the House, and I heard them saying that, oh, well, they said boots on the ground is not an option anymore, but that's how you get around it. You put the boots in an airplane, and you allow them to drop explosive devices on people. So technically the boots aren't on the ground, but the bombs are.
Right, the boots are definitely not on the ground, but the ordnance is aimed. They're dropping things on the ground from the sky where the boots are. So the boots are in the sky. We have boots in the sky, but not on the ground.
What would be if I were ironic and I were in the military?
Right.
I would actually tie my boots to the bomb and then drop the bomb.
But that would be against policy because then boots would be on the ground.
I know.
Yo, man, you people think crazy. You watch too much Monty Python growing up.
It's a boot bomb. I totally do have that sense of humor. In my mind,
He's right.
Awesome.
He's right. So we got that. So it's crazy. So we got Russia at war. Basically, Putin's trying to take Ukraine back because they broke up. We got Iraq on fire now from this group ISIS, who literally got kicked out of Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda, they were trying to settle a dispute between. Like, do you know how bad you got to be to get kicked out of Al Qaeda? Like, you guys are rough, man. You guys are out of control. You're freaking Al Qaeda. So we're not those guys. We're bad. We're not those guys. So they get kicked out of Al Qaeda. Now they're running through Iraq, basically running roughshod, whomping and a wailing. And then you got what's the third one I was talking about? Oh, the other one. You got Syria still. That ISIS. We were, by the way, giving them arms in Syria. The same guys, ISIS. Then you got all these people around the world who hate our guts. And I think that the only thing I can see that makes it different is religion. There's so many different religions. These guys believe.
I actually have another idea.
Okay, go and.
Yo, let the lady talk, man. She didn't hear anything you said the last 3 minutes.
I didn't.
She didn't hear I saw. Do you see her eyes glaze over, man? She just glazed over, just staring. She had this weird smile, like
I'm still on the boots on the ground.
And what you were
thing.
saying was not good or important, and she had this weird smile, like it was, and I'm like, that ain't right. And now she's doing boots on, and now back to boots on the ground.
Well, I'm just thinking, because I'm always coming up with solutions for all of the world's problems. I'm sort of the high priestess of the world.
If I'm Lord of the world, yes.
I think.
Yes.
But instead of bombs, because bombs kill people and they kill innocent people, we should actually just drop boots. If we drop them, think about how badly
I have no idea where you're going
it
with
would
this.
hurt. No, I'm there.
To just bonk people?
Yes.
It's more of a bonking than a bombing?
Right. So you have to be a little more selective in your aim. So we're actually, we're just knocking members of ISIS out
boots.
for a while with our boots. So our policy is
laser-guided boots instead
when
of
you
bombs.
run for president and I am high priestess,
right?
Our policy actually is
I'm
boots
gonna
on
be
the ground.
Secretary of Funk.
All right, then.
Yes, I'm in. Okay.
I'm so in.
Now we got this going. And because, I like to have a outside benefit of all of my policies, like sort of a surprise benefit, is once you knock out the bad guys.
With laser-guided boots.
We
drop boots from planes.
I have a closet that has way too many shoes in it.
You're
and
not lying.
enough.
You are so not lying.
And not enough space.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever had a pair of boots, and that's just from 2 feet above your head, land on your head?
No, because I don't have a lot of like that.
You're so full of crap. But for the purposes of the podcast, we pretend that you're shoeless.
I'm not shoeless. Shoeless Joe Titus.
Not into fashion at all. So anyway, it hurts really bad. That's only from 2 feet. Imagine from 30,000 feet.
You drop some boots on some people's heads.
And here's my outside benefit.
We will run this country. You will turn away the Ow!
And
I was hit with a laser-guided boot.
These are a lot of these are war-torn countries. People had uprooted from their homes.
So
they
instead
don't
of
have
leaving
their
craters
things.
and destruction,
We have boots.
you have shoeless
People that are now migratory that
now-
need to walk to a new place
to
a
walk
home.
away from the badness.
Or if it's Africa, they
You're-
don't have them anyway. And this is like the gods are crazy when they drop the Coca-Cola bottle.
You're a genius.
I think I am.
I think you're both retarded, is what I think.
I have just put shoes on tens of thousands of migratory displaced
and kill
hungry people
and kill the bad guys
with a pair of boots.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Titus, 2016. Our platform, boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
I'm just
Definitely,
saying.
we'd definitely put boots on the ground. We're not putting people in them.
No.
No, there's no people. No walking in the boots. We're
They're
just actually
peopleless.
literally chucking boots. So now Israeli and Palestine. Now I'm looking at this and I just go, it's like every 5 years. Can we just start to, like, Hamas just wants to lob some rockets in Israel. Israel's like, you know what? We're not taking this crap anymore. And then they bomb. It basically, I guess, 2,000 people in Gaza, Palestinians died, and 35 Israelis. That's a big difference. You know, if you're in a country and you want to take on some people that can kill 50 times more than you can kill, maybe you shouldn't take them on. Maybe you should just be like, but how do they build 15 tunnels? Did you see all that? There's 2.5 mile underground tunnels. How did someone not notice that? I mean, are Jews not observant that the tunnels are just popping up in their country? You know,
They don't pop up. They're underground.
no, they'd have to come out at one point to pop up.
I know, but you've seen cartoons.
Who is that guy? Have you seen that guy before? No, I don't understand. He just came out of that rock. How does it work?
It's like Harriet Tubman, man. Like you make it come
Yo,
out.
it's the underground Palestinian Railroad, man. Don't be going historical black on me.
I try to bring you back into the conversation.
The Underground Palestinian Railroad.
Here's what's wrong with the country today. This is what I have to say. I saw a clip of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, Lord.
One of the girls, you watch it, one of the girls on there, her grandfather was a civil rights activist. Like, he's famous.
Right.
And I forget his name because he's not Martin Luther King Jr.
Or Harriet Tubman, which is a nice job, by the way.
Thank you.
White girl.
Thank you. But she actually went
George
and
Washington
saw
Carver,
areas.
Rosa Parks. I just want to make sure I'm down. Marvin Gaye.
No,
Come on.
no. Frederick Douglass.
James Brown.
No, you're.
What, you just listen black people now, man? What the hell is that's the most racist shit I ever heard in my life. He just starts listing black people. That ain't cool. Hey, man.
Willie Jello Johnson.
Yeah, damn right.
Titus. Anyway, so the girl, she actually goes to a site in Georgia where there were tunnels underground for the Underground Railroad.
Right.
And she asked very seriously how they fit the railroad and the train under there.
Who said this?
How did they get it under there?
Which girl did this?
It was one of the girls on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
No.
Granddaughter to...
That's a Sarah Palin move.
How did they fit the train under there?
She said Lyme disease. Sarah Palin said about Lyme disease. If you have healthcare, you should take care of yourself. Self-police. Self-medicate. If you get Lyme disease, maybe you should stop eating so many limes.
When was this?
She said it. Look it up.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sarah Palin is to women what the KKK was to black people. And she continues to make that joke relevant.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God for your material because you don't have to update.
No.
You get to keep using
that. If I taught a comedy class, I would suggest...
Find somebody who's going to be an idiot for a long time.
Perfect.
Please find somebody who can be stupid. Nixon, good choice. Over now. Reagan, good. George W., good. Sarah Palin, you have material for years. You're going to be fine.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, she got that librarian hot thing going on.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she does, man. Say what you want. Say what you want. If she would shut up, you'd be like, hey, all right.
She does not, like...
She does, too.
What is hot about a librarian?
I don't
Think back to your... This is what I don't get. This is a fantasy I don't get. Think back to your school librarian.
Because you always think that
How old? Median age?
No. You're thinking we're thinking. No one's thinking their school librarian. Everyone's thinking that thing that the TV has shown us with the big glasses and the hair pile on her head.
But where did that come from?
Whoosh, I don't know. It came from some sick man's
Think of
mind.
every librarian that you've ever seen in your entire life. There is no basis for this fantasy.
That is a good point.
There is not one.
There's no evidence of hot librarian anywhere.
If anyone had a hot librarian, I want to hear about it.
You know why? Because in reality, if you was a hot librarian, you would be a stripper and make good money, as opposed to being some sort of librarian.
Is that how you think women, good-looking women, make money? Just stripping?
Yeah. What? Am I mistaken in that?
Women whose fathers abandoned them do that, but women whose daddies stayed around, they go on and become accountants.
Unless they was touched by their daddies.
Dude.
Oh my gosh. By the way,
where we're
I have
going.
an update.
What just happened today?
And I know we're off the rails, but I have to go here.
No, I got. There's a whole Ebola section coming up, so just keep going. We're
There's
fine.
3 weeks in between the time that we brought this up and today. But your whole British people 26,
Yeah.
they get ugly.
I just want to point this out. We said that British people basically
you.
I said they had an expiration date on hot.
Right. You said 26.
26. There's no hot British people over 26. And then
I had someone write in.
right. So by the way, we got a lot of people write in, and we were going nope. Welsh. We were like, there was a couple that were like they were on the cusp maybe, but no hardcore Michael Caine British people. And then someone calls in and says,
Idris Elba.
yeah.
And he's my.
But I still take him
He's
out
like
of the running.
my top on the list of people I want to snuggle. Like he's right above Tony
You
Shalhoub
don't want to snuggle him. You want to wrap around him, and you don't want to snuggle
and be
him.
a hot librarian.
You don't want to snuggle him.
Idris Elba, come
She
on!
got to say about that librarian thing.
Right after Christopher Titus, one of the best looking men on the planet.
Well, that is a lie because he's really good looking, and he's not English.
Yes, he is.
No, here's what I say: he's black. So if you
What?
Idris Elba is a black guy.
I know, but you can't say.
There was no. I'm sorry, because he's got African DNA in him. It takes him out of the running because
You
he's good
are a
looking.
moron.
There is no good-looking British people.
I'm telling you right now.
If you mix in some black people,
There
they'll be
are
good-looking.
no pure.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There-
See, he's right. You
there's
mix
no
in-
pure
See, you want a
anything
big
anymore.
good-looking baby?
Oh
Mix
my
in
gosh.
some black DNA.
When we
I'm right
meet
here.
Idris
Let's do
Elba,
this.
because it's
Shut up.
in my diary that someday
No, you shut
I'm
up.
going to run into him. When we meet him, you're going to tell him that he's not British, and then I'm just going to watch him beat your ass because
I've had Idris.
that's how
Elba.
I imagine it.
I could come some jokes about Idris.
If you have not watched the BBC miniseries Luther, where he plays DCI John Luther, you should just die.
Wow, people who haven't watched the TV
there's
show
no-
should die. I think you've gone too far. I think you need to move to Palestine and actually get clear on what's important.
Speaking of Palestine,
So here's the thing. So aren't you tired of like every 5 years there's this big war between Hamas and Israel? And here's what I started to think. I started to think, you know what? We no longer need the complicated lesson of politics and countries anymore. We have all, because of technology, have kind of come together and kind of, if you like, I remember when I would just go around the country, America, I'd go to the South and it was in a totally different world, entirely different. I'd go to the East Coast, totally different world. Go to the Midwest, different world in California. And now I go and it's kind of the same. There's not a whole lot of difference. There's some hardcore rednecks, there's some hardcore East Coasters, but most people are kind of the same now. And if you go around the world, South Africa, there was parts of it that were weird, but the people there were kind of like us. England, Scotland, Europe, Asia, the Chinese are getting cars and they're not riding bikes everywhere. Remember those old videos when you were a kid of just 7,000 bicycles and no cars?
no.
Yeah, I do, because I'm older than you.
You ain't just older, man.
Shut up.
A decade ain't just older.
Shut up.
Confused where he's going with this, aren't you?
You confused?
Yeah.
I'm saying because we're all together now. We're all kind of closer than we've ever been when it comes to human being. And plus, the contact, I can pick up my phone, I can call somebody in China and Skype them. Because we're so connected, I vote for the New World Order. I vote for a one world government.
Is it wrong that I got really sickly excited at the idea that you and I could call someone in China right now? I actually just picked up my phone and looked at it like, really? Hello? Come on, son. Let's do that.
Can you see me? I can see you.
Oh my gosh.
Man, you guys are like racist on a whole new level. Like it's like, and you think it's cute for each other, but there's people listening right now, and you guys are incredibly racist.
Are you wearing paint?
We're not. Yeah, me got paint on. You
Come
got paint?
on. This is a Saturday afternoon. This is vacation.
You guys are crazy.
So I think we need a new world government. And
One?
one world government. I think there should be a king of the world or a committee, because the United Nations isn't doing anything. There's 22 wars going on right now on the planet currently, and the United Nations has done
I was going to
absolutely
say,
nothing.
we do have the committee.
They don't work at all. 22 wars, Syria's still going. United Nations have done squat nothing. It is a bullshit organization that we put up like hundreds of millions of dollars into, and not a whole lot of other countries do. And it does absolutely. It's the most ballless, a toothless organization on the planet. So here's my pitch. Oh, and I want to talk about this one thing too. Now, there's been an Ebola outbreak in Africa. By the way, we're off for 3 weeks, and it just all hell breaks loose. And I got to the point where I was going to write one last week, and I didn't want to write about it because it just seemed like the world was on fire, and I wanted to see some things shake out a little bit. And there's a ceasefire in Israel, and the Ebola, they got it under control. But I saw a guy testify in front of Congress today, and he said, listen, Ebola is in the United States. We may have some problems. I'm like, whoa, when did this happen? That happened today. The guy testifying in front of Congress. But we will contain it. It won't get out of hand. And I thought, oh, that's great. The U.S. government, everything they say always happens. Instead of sending the medicine to Africa, here, we have new medicine that can maybe cure Ebola. I know. Let's call the Amazon guys because they can get shit there in 2 days and get it there. And then give it to the people in Africa and let them get well there. And then someone in the government went, no. How about this? Why don't we send a plane over with a bunch of people on it who could get Ebola? Load up the people who have Ebola on the plane. Then keep those people with the healthy people in a locked area for 12 hours while they fly back from Africa. And then we'll cure them here. Which idea makes more sense to you?
I vote for sending medicine. First of all, how come if we got medicine, we didn't save people in Africa? By the way, Ebola ain't new. This is Ebola 2.0, man. Why don't we send some damn medicine? Oh, because Whitey got it. That's why.
Wow, now who's racist?
I never said I wasn't racist.
It's true. He never said he wasn't racist.
So, they're saying that about 1,700 people are. I totally got sidetracked because I looked up Ebola, and it's horrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible. People, and that's the thing is that people don't think of it. They think of. Remember, there was an anthrax scare a while ago. Ebola makes anthrax look like a bad cold.
So the father of one of the women doctors that was brought back, the husband, they were actually junior high sweethearts. That's where I got sucked in totally, like,
right.
Oh my gosh. But he said he's has been comforted by the hand of God, which is pretty cool. But he's talking about it like this. He said, it's a singular experience to look upon a loved one, especially one where we have spent 40 years together, to see her on the brink of death and know there was nothing I could do to prevent that.
What's the weirdest statement I've ever heard?
Singular experience, like not.
Well, I think you're a little too zen at one point. At one point, you're a little too zen. If at one point you're watching the person you love for 40 years die, and you're like, it's an interesting experience. I'm riding the wave of this right now.
Well, they've given, so there's this experimental drug that they're doing, and it's called ZMapp, and apparently it's never been tested before. So this drug...
That was my rap name for 3 years.
The drug that they told us that, don't worry, we're bringing them back, but we got this drug, right. We're good. Apparently, they don't know if it's going to work, and it's never been tested before.
Never been tested. Don't know if it's going to work. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but I don't know what the death rate on Ebola is, but it's pretty high. Like the mortality rate's pretty high on it. So why the fuck, excuse my language, would we bring two people with the disease, one of the worst diseases on the planet? By the way, when Ebola hit in the 70s, they would just burn down the villages and kill everybody because they didn't want it spreading. Now we're on the Ebola train. What is it, a tour now? I mean, Ebola should not tour the world like U2. That's what I'm saying.
It's shown up in Saudi Arabia now.
I think this is it. I think this is the conspiracy.
CDC has raised their activation level of Emergency Operations Center to level 1, which is the highest state of alert. Liberia has declared a state of emergency. 932 people have died.
CDC said in America or worldwide, are they saying?
They didn't say. They just said level of its Emergency Operations Center.
I think this is the stand, man. This could be. We have to contain it, but it could be the stand. If all of a sudden you start seeing outbreaks all over, we're getting out of town. We're leaving.
Where do you go?
Somewhere where the zombies don't get you. The Ebola zombies.
Any disease with the word hemorrhage in it just makes me, I don't feel well.
Yeah, if you look it up, how it's defined and what happens and what the symptoms are, man, it's like what were you thinking getting on a damn airplane? You know, hell, I'm gonna send an airplane to my mama, man. She got to get her own ticket. If she need to come see me for Christmas, hey, mama, get a ticket. I ain't coming sending a plane to get you.
What's up with this dude, man? Why would the U.S. government bring 2 people with one of the worst diseases on the planet here? And how do you tell, man? How do you know because you don't get symptoms to get it. Hey, you look a little Ebola-y right now.
This is what I keep telling
you look a little Ebola-y right now.
hemorrhage.
Yeah.
This is what I keep telling you people, and I heed my words now. See, you've got Obama in office, and he's making decisions like this, like he's bringing these people back that are infected with Ebola into the country where we don't have it.
I'm sorry, Obama didn't.
If Chris Christie were president,
right?
Do you think in a million years that these people would have brought back?
No, it would be the first time actually in a speech that a president said, fuck them.
Right.
That's exactly first time ever in a speech. Where, did he just say fuck them on the State of the Union?
Dude, I'm telling you, that's why we need a little larceny in our president.
I do believe that we have the Democrats are by far the weakest. They're really. I wish we had a badass Democrat that would just come out and go, hey, people need to be taken care of and screw you. I will stand up for the poor and we blah, blah, not the intellectual side of it. And we need some Republicans that actually have some compassion. It's called an independent. That's what I am. Guess what? I need to be president. So here's what I'm talking. I'm talking.
Independent.
I am an independent. You shut up.
Yo, man. If you was independent, why you need us?
That's not what it means.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't mean I need to do it by myself. I mean, I don't pick.
Just don't talk for a little while. I'll explain it to you later.
I always pick, I don't pick left or right and stay to it no matter what they say.
Yeah, because, you can't do that. You have to judge the man by the man and the idea by the idea. You can't just say, oh, that man, I like him, but he believed this.
That's what independent means. In this case.
Oh. Carry on.
We'll go to Roscoe's and have chicken and waffles and talk about it.
Wow, you are racist all the time now.
That's his favorite place. What are you talking about?
I know, but it's still...
It is not. It's his favorite restaurant. It's where he wants to go every birthday, and I'm racist. Actually, you're racist for making that connection when he didn't say it.
It's birthday. Say it right.
Sorry. But why, if the people wanted to see their hemorrhaging diseased people, why didn't we then give them the option of flying over there?
Why didn't we fly them with the medicine? By the way, I love you. I brought you medicine.
And boots.
And boots that we've dropped on the people with other...
That's how you deal with Ebola, too. You get all the people together in one hospital or one village, because tents are easier.
You put boots on the ground.
You drop boots on the ground. I'm telling you.
That's the new
I'm telling you. If you can put on these boots and drag your hemorrhagey body out.
If you get put boots on and then you start to walk.
That's a reality show. Whoever wins.
Boots on the ground.
In the Ebola village.
Ebola wars. Naked Ebola wars.
Think about it. The person that gets to the mountaintop, because these people are hemorrhaging, they have to get to the top of the mountain, but we give them boots.
How much of your body liquefies before you get to the finish line?
Medicine is at the top of that mountain.
Oh, you're the sickest human being.
You're going to die anyway. Why not make some family money? Money for your family.
Do me a favor. So here's what I don't know. So we had no Ebola in the country at all as of 5-6 days ago.
No Ebola. I went to school with him.
Yeah.
I knew that dude too, man.
You did?
Yeah, no Ebola Washington, man. That dude could dunk like a mother.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? There's no Ebola Washington. So we had no Ebola in the country. Now we have a guy in Congress saying, well, we could have a few outbreaks in the United States. He said, but we will contain it. How did we go from 2 people on one plane to now there could be some outbreaks?
2. Oops.
Yeah. Did they put him in a limo at the airport? A little sign. Just a little sign. Ebola sufferer. There's our car right there. Get in that one. Yeah, that's our government.
No, the limo dude's in a hazmat suit.
With a sign.
You know what's crazy about this? If you look up Ebola, they have pictures in Liberia of nurses removing the body from the house.
Right.
And the nurses, you can't see them. It's hazmat suits, head to toe white. And then the body is also in a beekeeper outfit.
Right.
And the person's dead.
Right.
And it's still that serious.
They said one drop.
And we flew them here.
One tiniest drop of any bodily fluid, you will get Ebola. And it makes you just have some pictures on there? It's great to watch.
I don't want to look anymore.
Oh, your body liquefies. Things just liquefy.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Bleeding out your eyes.
All right.
It's crazy.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
Let's bring him here. You know, I don't like relatives that just talk too much.
Yeah.
How do you bring people back that have a disease that could kill everybody? What were they thinking? I think it's a setup. I think it's a setup because you know what? You know what? Middle East is crazy. Here's why we need a new world order. Because everybody's crazy. Everybody's crazy. We got the Syrians, crazy. Assad, who just because he wears a suit doesn't mean he's not a psychopath. We got people killing. We got Putin. We've got these leaders now. Putin.
Yo, man, I don't know why she giggle every time you say Putin.
I think people that call for a new world order are also crazy.
But don't you think we've evolved as human beings enough now? Because, every war has religion involved. Every war has religion involved in it. It's where they start every time.
Except for the Crips and the Bloods. Gang wars.
That's a good point. But that wasn't a full-scale world war. That wasn't scale like
you should look at the body count of that.
I know, it's pretty bad. You did a paper on that, didn't you?
I took a whole class called Gangs in America.
What's the body count on that?
I don't remember exactly. I could look it up, but it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And they branched out. They turned into a business, right? That's what happened. They turned into a big business. And they went out to Idaho. Someone said, hey, we're going to Idaho.
They went
Can you
everywhere.
imagine me and that brother getting that note?
We actually, in this class, studied the migratory patterns of gang members.
Yeah, but what happened? How they do that? Because that's a bad thing. You live in L.A. your whole life, and someone go, hey, man, you're going to be the Portland faction.
Well, do you know what? Yeah, nobody got glamorous cities.
Yeah. No,
do you know what they were calling Little Compton in our books was Shreveport, Louisiana, where I met you.
Yeah.
And there was there were crazy things going on there. But anyway, carry on. Religion.
So religion is, we all get now. I think we all get that there is, if there's a God, but let's say it's a supreme being that created the planet or whatever. Even science can prove, but it would be the same one. It wouldn't be 10 different guys.
Isn't it also it's not just religion?
It's mostly religion.
A lot of times it has to do with
power.
with Putin. Power.
Right.
I want this. I want this land. It's mine. I am going to take it.
By the way, I will totally concede that, or succeed that. Either way, California public schools, again, it's not my fault. I will totally concede that because the human nature of power is I want more. You know, your mom always says that when I talk about the Middle East and I go, why are these people they're greedy and rich? And I go, how much money is enough? And she says, $1 more. That's like a saying in the Middle East, $1 more. Wow, that's crazy. So it doesn't work the way we have it. It doesn't work that all the rich get super rich and then the people on the bottom keep getting poor until they finally rise up and kill all the rich people. That's happened throughout history. It doesn't work if we just destroy the environment. It doesn't work. War doesn't work. Never has. We have thousands and thousands of years of history that prove that war doesn't work. Yet we still let all these wars go on, and we all know that it doesn't work. So here's my pitch, and this is going to be so outrageous. I believe that there should be the 10 commandments of the New World Order. And the people that are, and I want to go through them with you guys. Tell me what you think.
You wrote them?
I did write them down. I just roughed them out. I roughed them. I just jotted down. It's my first. Let's call this a rough shot.
Did you did admit that wars weren't just fought over religion?
No. Yeah. But the funny thing is that guys like Putin will always eventually blame it on religion.
Because I was just thinking civil war.
Civil country power. So and there's enough room for everybody. By the way, there's 7 billion, but we have enough room for everybody.
All right.
So rule number 1: no religion in a sense of organized. You can believe what you want. You just can't force anybody else to follow it or persecute others for not. Right now, they are killing Christians. ISIS is killing Christians. First, it was. So here's what happened today. First, it was, hey, if you're a Christian, you got to pay a fine. I'm being fined for being a Christian. Okay, and then they would let you live. Now, if you don't change to Sharia law and follow them, they kill you. They killed you. They've started killing Christians. There's thousands of Christians leaving Iraq right now. So, and if you go throughout history, whether it's the Crusades, whether it's the Inquisition, all that stuff, that would cure that part of it. Now, you can believe what you want and enjoy it, but you can't form a group and you can't make anyone else believe it. Your own religion is personal in your own home. That would be one of the rules. If you take it outside, we will shut it down. Done. Done and done. No recruiting, no nothing. Okay.
Wait, you're saying this way too seriously.
All humans are equals.
Do you know what makes me laugh? I just want to say ISIS, every time I hear that, that's what the guy...
think of a superhero.
The guy at Hugo's, the rrestaurant, that's what he always asks if we want in our tea.
The Mexican
And
guy.
every time I hear it, and then he says, Enjoy.
Enjoy. Do you want ISIS in that? ISIS in that? No, they're evil. What? No, they call water ISIS.
Enjoy.
I don't like them. They use cold water too. They torture everybody. They use cold water. But that's what I hear.
Man, you guys are racist.
So here's what I think. All humans are equal. That's another thing too. all humans are equal, men and women. Guess what? All equal. Women do not get to be drugged behind a car because they drove a car. And that's what's going on in the Middle East right now.
We want equal pay and equal treatment, but we want you to still pay for everything and open the door for us.
See, well, that's not right either.
No, that's
I'm
wrong.
changing a rule right now. I'm changing a rule. I'm adding a rule. You got to open your own damn doors. Okay, that's 3. 3 with an addendum.
To be.
Term limits. Any politicians that are in the World Council, term limits on politicians, term limits. You get 5 years. That's it. Done. You're out. Done. You do your best for 5 years, and if you do a good job, there's a bonus at the end, so you get to go back to your life with a huge bonus. If you suck, you just walk out and do it. No lobbyists either. Any corporation that donates to a political campaign is shut down immediately. That's another thing. Now back to corporations. Voting is mandatory. We have a worldwide voting day, and it could be a week, and it could be a long week, 3 days, where everyone on the planet has to vote for the new World Council. So you have to vote. It gets 3 days off, and you have to vote. If you don't vote, you're fined. So that would actually be a democratic process that everybody would actually have to vote. Okay, now. No on TV talking. You have to submit all politicians have to submit their total programs in paper. They get sent to everybody electronically around the world. We get to read what they think, what they're going to do, and what their plans are going to be for real. Not some bullshit. Well, I'm going to do this and this, and everybody gets to read whatever it's 10, 20 pages, and you read it and you vote on that. You don't even get to see the guy. So you could be getting you can get elected the world leader if he's just brilliant, but he's like, "Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be the world leader. I know you read my pamphlet. We're going to get this shit done."
What's the downside of that?
Yo, dude, man. If that dude run the planet, man, I think I'm in 100%.
That's every comedian's dream come true.
The late night talk shows would be hilarious. Do an impression of the world president. Hey, everybody. All right, so that's it. So, by the way, then you'd be voting on the substance of the man and the substance of his ideas instead of because the shirt was better or because he didn't say something stupid. All right. Term limits, politicians, no lobbyists. Voting is mandatory. Abusing another human being is punishable by being abused to death. If you abuse another human being for no reason, rape, murder, whatever, we're just going to take you out.
Hammurabi, baby.
You know, it's so funny to me about that we have these things about rights. And I know this is going to sound outrageous to people, but we have these things called...
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, dude, you crossed the line a while ago. And I'm not even talking this podcast. I mean a couple of years ago.
So what I'm saying is this. I'm saying that if you murder... once the DNA matches, it would prove you did it, or you confess to it, and it's over quick. You don't get to sit on death row for 15 years.
You make it sound so simple.
Why wouldn't that be simple? If that was the law.
Do you think that cops right now are not trying to match DNA to prove that murderers did it?
But there is a lot of people on death row. No, I'm talking that people who have gotten the death penalty that did it, and they sit on death row for 15 years. I think that's cruel and unusual. That you know that you have this death sentence hanging over you, and you just sit in that cell for 15 years. You know what I say? Boom.
You know how you deal with that?
How?
Send them out into the prison yard. Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. You just have helicopters putting boots on the ground. All right. Okay. I know. Okay. Corporations can only make things that help. They can make good food. They can make good products. And if your product kills somebody or if your product causes cancer, your corporation is shut down. The government takes your corporation. If you're creating cigarettes that kill everybody and cause the country $14 billion a year, your corporation's over.
I was just thinking that with your new world order,
Yeah.
I was going to need a cigarette.
Yeah, no.
And a drink.
I didn't. By the way, alcohol companies free to do what they want.
Yeah, but those have killed people.
No, cars killed people in that system.
No,
so
drunk
all cars.
people.
So Elon Musk is going to actually create a car that senses when you're drunk, and it's going to drive itself autonomously with Google, so no one will never have a drunk driving accident again, and bars will thrive. Okay, now 18% flat tax across the world. Everybody, whether you make $10 million, whether you make $1, 18%. That's it. That would take care of everything: roads, hospitals, everything. Done.
Does someone let you do math, man? Because I don't even know. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but it don't seem like that there's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. 18%. Okay, here's my answer. Ready? Every man and woman, everybody has to do 2 years country service right at high school. I don't mean military, could be military, but I don't want military. We're going to cut military spending. Any country that weapons up, they get shut down quick.
Public librarian.
Whatever you want to do. If you want to work on the roads for 2 years, but you'll be put through a training boot camp. Israel does this now.
What kind of camp?
Boot camp.
That's what I was going to call mine.
They already have boot camp. It's boots on the ground camp. And then war is abolished. NATO, whatever organization we call it, will be the only one with nukes. And any like country that goes to war, that little section where the leader is, tactical nuke. So and it'll just be like that'll sound like in the distance.
You wrote this before you heard my plan, obviously.
Yeah, I did. But I
added the noise would be the same.
Wait.
See?
Hold on, they got boots on the ground.
It's brilliant.
Man, you guys are stupid.
But I'm starting to think that like as a species, there's part of us that seem to have evolved, and I don't know if it's because of Western technology. I don't know if it's because of our food is better, we think more, we're better educated. I don't know what it is, but there's a whole section of this world that believes that women should be raped at 11 and become wives. There's a whole section of this world that believes that if my religion is different from yours, that you get to kill me. That there's a whole section of this world that believes that because someone has more than you, that I can strap a bomb to my body, walk into a cafe, and blow up 35 people. That you don't get to be human beings anymore. Sorry, you don't get to be human beings anymore. If that's what you think, if that's how you live your life, then you don't deserve to be here. Norway is a perfect example. God, I hate Norway.
I was just thinking suicide booter, much less effective.
Just a guy with boots strapped to him, and he starts spinning real fast, so it just goes, just kicking people.
Not as effective.
There's a suicide booter! Run! He's chasing us.
Booter.
He hit a kid in the head.
Yo, man, suicide booter show up.
I think it'd be good for them, too.
Yeah, man, because they won't go down, right? You don't have to go to Allah. You could just, where you going? I'm going to, my shoelaces came untied. I ended up down at the Dickie store buying new boots.
I'm going to the boot factory.
Yeah, because I'm a suicide booter.
Again, I saw you glaze over while I was doing a rant about people that don't belong here. And I saw you glaze over and make this weird smile. And then again, didn't hear a word of what the most offensive thing I probably ever said on the podcast. And you just were like, I have an idea. And when he shuts up, when the blah blah stops, I'm saying this. When the blah blah stops,
it's because I'm very visual and I picture everything that people say. That's why sometimes it's really hard to be around you. And when you said suicide bomber, my whole theme of the podcast is to replace bombs with boots. And I pictured a guy with boots, and then I thought about the phrase suicide booter, and I was done. I was done.
You killed it, man. Suicide booter. You said a couple of everybody spinning real fast. They might get tangled though. You don't want to get two suicide booters tangled.
Or do you?
You guys are idiots.
You're idiots.
This is the dumbest podcast I think we've ever done. But I fixed the world problems. I just say we have so much, and I think what I think with this about. Here's what I think. I think the people that run things looked at the world like I just did and went through all these problems and went, we can't fix this. There's no way we can fix this. We just need to kill everybody. Hey, those guys with Ebola in Africa, we got any Americans? We do. Fly them in. Nah, just fly them in. Hell, if you put them on a Southwest flight, we'd already be dead.
Southwest is the ideal airline for people with Ebola.
It really
I think it already is.
You got to brush against each other.
People don't know that yet. Speaking of people that look like they fly Southwest, I was in the courthouse today filing something in downtown LA. And
yo, man, I've been there a lot.
I actually thought that my message for the people after standing in that line in the family law filing window is education. Period. That's my whole platform. Education.
By the way, look at rule number 9.
Rule number 9. Education is free.
All the way through college.
And it's everybody
is educated. Everybody.
It's a problem.
In the world is educated. Because people, it's weird that we've come to this the politically correct thing of like, oh, well, that's their belief. They believe that you can actually, dress women up and cover all of them, and you can actually not give them rights, and they don't get to do anything. That's okay. It's their religion. Bullshit. That's actually slavery to some degree. That you can marry an 11-year-old girl and have a baby, impregnate her.
It's no degree. It actually is slavery. And
Yeah, it's
slavery actually does occur to this day with girls and women.
In the Middle East, there's people that show up from other countries in the Middle East, show up, they get jobs, and the people that hired them take their passports. They now live with that person, have to work for them, and they don't get paid ever again. That's rampant in the Middle East.
Oh, that's very common. And actually, the foreign news correspondent deals with the Sri Lankan embassy because there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women living in the basement of the Sri Lankan embassy in Kuwait who can't leave the country because their passports were taken and they were enslaved and they jumped out of the second floor window or whatever, and they're living down there. And actually, a couple years now in a row, we have contributed because for things like tampons
and mattress
mats for them to sleep on because they're
living
basement
in an embassy, right?
And they can't get out.
And this is,
but not even just that, sex trade. Girls are actually being sold into slavery. I mean, you should really look up what's happening to women all over the world. It's ridiculous.
Yo, they got pictures.
Not the kind of pictures you've been looking up. Other pictures.
It's the bad one, the one that would make you mad.
Right.
Oh, right. Well, okay. I got you. I hear what you're saying.
And women have to cover because their beauty is sin. It's sinful. They're haram.
Yeah, it's not. So if a
Haram.
woman shows skin and a guy rapes her, it's her fault.
Right, because she tempted him.
Because she actually tempted him
With her beauty.
So any country that believes that and that gives women less rights, you don't belong here anymore. We've evolved past you. You guys let the industrial age go. Let's start over. Let's start over with some smart people. Because, by the way, your culture, fuck your culture. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I'm really so tired of these people standing up. They're shooting Christians for no reason. I don't care if you shoot anybody for no. You don't just be, oh, you don't believe what I believe, so you're dead. You don't belong as a human being anymore. You are not. You don't get to live on our planet anymore. Because guess what? The rest of us have kind of moved on. You know, us, Norway, we're going to be fine. You know, parts of Europe. Half of Greece. A lot of people can hang. But I just think we have
Hawaii.
Hawaii's good. Kauai specific. That's, by the way, where the world headquarters will be. Kauai.
Yeah, but then there'll be all these people there and it'll
No.
ruin it.
No, they have to live in the other islands.
Our world headquarters.
Just the world headquarters for you and I. The palace will be there.
Good.
And then
the high priestess.
We will fly to.
And the dogs.
We'll fly to Honolulu. And I know I'm saying something, but, you know, we've all become this politically correct thing. And I know there's Democrats out there who are thinking, well, you can't do that, believe Muslim. I'm not saying the Muslim religion is bad. I'm saying that the people that are bastardizing it, any religion, that's set up that it's okay to kill a bunch of people, and Christians did it 2 years ago. Christians did it too. It's just, if you are actually barbaric enough to believe that another human being needs to die because they don't believe what you believe, one of my rules is you're taken out. There you go.
I think all political parties right now, not just Democrats, think that you're wackadoo.
I don't give a crap. When I run the world, there will
Name
be no
that
political.
movie. Wackadoo.
Network.
Think about it.
I don't know.
Let's go to the news.
And now, from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, you will not believe it is Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News. Why you got to turn no damn computer on?
Yeah, why'd you have to turn the damn computer on?
I didn't mean to.
Right. I know. I'm just
Bombshell
mad.
News.
I'm mad. If you look at all the problems in the world right now.
No.
I'm mad. I'm just mad.
No, blah, blah, blah. So mad after news intro?
And now the news.
This is not SOP. A man has superglued his hand to his penis.
And we go. Thank God. I feel like we're back. And we're back, ladies and
You're
gentlemen.
welcome.
That's not the first time a man has superglued his hand to his penis.
It's happened in Chicago,
I mean, just personal experience. That's
where
not the
we will
first
be in
time.
December.
Is he going to be at the show? Can you
Yes.
get the guy to open the show?
He can't open anything because his hand is glued to his penis, but he might be there. He had lube on his nightstand, and in the middle of the night it was dark, and he reached for the lubricant, and he put the super glue in
I'm
his hand.
sorry. This is a bullshit story. He had lube and super glue on his nightstand?
Right.
Okay, now let me ask you two questions. Lube, I understand. Why you got super glue on your nightstand?
That sounds like something you make up later, doesn't it?
Damn right. That's something you just said. I wonder what happened about glue. Super glue is hot. I wonder how it would feel on my penis.
Ew.
See? I think like he thinks sometimes. As a man, I just nodded when he's like, right. It's an experiment. At the end of the day, we're all just 6-year-old boys experimenting with stuff. That's all we're doing. Men never get any further than that. That's how we invent shit.
Boys kill ants with magnifying glasses.
It's an experiment.
Magnifying lenses.
It's an experiment.
What is that called?
Yeah, it's magnifying glass. You were right.
Okay. And then they discover their penis. And all experiments after that have to do with their penis.
And super glue.
No, not always.
And lube.
Sometimes it's other mediums.
Is that the only excuse he has? Is that the entire story? Because it seems like every week we get a story like this.
Right, I know. I like to try and keep it real.
Good. And that's our weekly penis story.
Wait, I have another.
And our second penis story for the day is...
An intoxicated masturbating man was arrested after falling into the Oregon River. Oregon?
Intoxicated masturbating man. So he's masturbating by a river. Got it. I'm in.
What?
Yeah, soothing. I know what he's saying.
No. It's not soothing in public.
He's intoxicated.
He's drunk. He's on a cliff near a bridge.
No, so it's beautiful. So the view was beautiful.
Totally naked.
Totally naked, beautiful view. I'm with nature.
Under the influence of drugs.
I'm with the trees and the bushes and the rocks, hard as a rock.
Drugs and masturbating.
If you did not just describe a great Saturday evening after the bar went sideways, after the
cops got there, he continued to do it in front of them for several minutes. They had to restrain him. Anyway.
I hope they didn't use the chokehold.
What they saw... My God. What they saw was he appeared...
You gotta stop, man.
He actually appeared to pass out and fell off the bridge into the river. But that's the end of that story.
So they used the chokehold, obviously.
They actually had to go out on boat and pull him into the boat.
So he was using the chokehold, and then the cops decided to use the chokehold. Boom!
What? He passed out.
Wow. And that's a second penis story for today.
Ohio woman allegedly poops in front of Walgreens after being accused of shoplifting.
So she was accused of taking something, so she decided to leave something.
He saw her put items in a shopping bag and leave without paying, the manager did, of the Walgreens. So he followed her into the parking lot. He asked her for a receipt. She's 51 years old. She could not produce a receipt for $140 worth of items she took from Walgreens. That's a lot of crap from Walgreens.
You got to really work to get 140 stuff. Wow.
Yep. So she tells him that she has to go to the bathroom badly and she'll go back in the store with him. So suddenly on her way into the store, when she's on the front sidewalk, she pulled down her pants and defecated on the front sidewalk.
Did she run away laughing and giggling like a child?
She did actually run away. Police ended up tracking her down. She told them...
They had the DNA, man, right there. She left a lot of DNA behind.
When the cops found her, she told them that she's having health problems, and she again pulled her pants down. I think she's got problems. You know what would be interesting? What was in that bag that she was stealing?
Right.
If it was like stool softener, or...
I don't think it's you need to soften.
What's the opposite where you stop? What is it where you stop it?
Corks? Some sort of plugs? Butt plugs?
What's it called?
I don't know. What do you mean? What you saw? Not
oh Lord, please stop this. What is it?
I don't know. Not Pepto-Bismol. That makes you go, right?
I don't know.
No, for diarrhea, right? I don't know. What are we talking about this for? What just happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard right turn.
What?
So we had 2 penis stories and a poop story. What's next? I don't want to know. Did you save? Please tell me you didn't save the best for last.
For last, I have a few more.
Oh God.
This is terrible. This is a real
as
downer.
opposed to the 2 penis
this is
things
terrible.
and a poop
this
thing.
This is terrible.
Okay.
I think this happened in. I think this was in London, somewhere nearby. No.
Well, so far
it's Pennsylvania, but it came out on a.
So far, it's riveting.
Shut up. The mother of an 8-year-old disabled boy did not know that he was dead. He was dead.
Oh.
Did not know until his decomposing body started to smell, and the father commented on the smell. She claims that her husband was the one responsible for caring for their mentally disabled son, and that he waited several days to tell her that the boy had died. But they actually kept him locked in a room, his own bedroom, with no furniture or anything, just carpet and a TV, and they show pictures of it and everything. It's pretty awful. But they have a girl that's not disabled, and her room was spotless. The disabled boy's room was covered in feces and dirt and everything. They said that the mess was caused by the boy ripping up the floor and walls and refusing to wear a diaper. But he was dead. They don't know how yet, but he was decomposing the whole time for days and days.
In the New World Order, any parent that does that to their child, gone off the planet. We don't need to continue that line of DNA. If you can't take care of your own kids, we don't need to continue you.
There's a fine line, right? Here's the fine line.
Yeah.
A man bought 23 Burger King apple pies just to spite a small child.
Is this true?
Yes.
Because this guy's a genius. I read this yesterday. This guy is a personal hero because he did it to teach the kid and the mom a lesson. Now, I don't know if you guys heard this story. So, now where did this happen? Does it give you the town?
I don't know. I don't see it.
All right, so here, whether it's urban legend or not, it's something that we should all do when we see this. So this guy's in Burger King line. He's a couple of people ahead of this kid and his mom. The kid is telling his mother, "I want a fucking pie," and he keeps saying it, and he's screaming at his mother, and she's just quietly standing there. All right, all right. So this goes on for like 5 minutes. The guy's in one of those snaky mini Disneyland lines they have at Burger King now. He's in this line, and the kid won't shut up. So the kid gets angry. The guy gets angry and angry. He gets up, and the kid just keeps talking about pie. So the guy walks to the line. He goes, "How many pies do you guys have left?" And they said, "We have 23 currently. We have to cook the other 5 or whatever." And he goes, "Cook them. I want all 23 pies." And from what I gather, even the guy behind that counter was like, "I got you, man." Even the guy behind was like, "That kid's been yelling for, you're a genius." This guy was a hero to this Burger King. So the guy buys every pie that they have in Burger King. And I used to work at McDonald's. We had pies, and we only had so many per day. And then you had to, because they were all there in the frozen. You couldn't get them out. They were hardcore frozen. You had to take them out, and you'd let them, and then you'd boil them. I mean, you'd put them in the oil. You did put them in the oil. Drop them in the oil.
Fryer, man. Say the word fryer.
Right, not boil.
You ain't been in there a long time, man. It's fryer, not boil. You don't boil a pie, for God's sake.
All right. So you put them in the fryer. So they have 23. Guy buys all 23. Puts them in a bag. Doesn't say anything. Walks out. The woman gets up 2 people later. Guy's standing at the door. She goes, "What do you mean there's no freaking pies?" And the guy goes, "That guy just bought them." Guy's standing at the door, and he goes, and he bites a pie. The woman does a full-on running sprint to him. Couldn't get to him, though, because he just walked out the door. There was a line. She couldn't get to the line, so he just walked out the door.
This guy's your hero.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's the same thing happened at DMV with that little kid at DMV, where you just have to go, this child is going to start killing people because nobody is constraining him in any way. No one's constraining him, disciplining him, nothing. Constraining.
You're making all these words up.
Yeah, man, I like it. It makes me.
I do too. If you
makes
really
me feel like I'm
listen,
at home. It's almost because
like
I know what he means.
Like I
know what he means by the words. I don't know if the words are real words.
Right. Like in the Armageddon
Screw both
update,
you
he
guys.
said jukebox.
Yeah, jukebox.
How do you spell that?
Juke.
But you're saying jukebox.
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 There you go. There you go.
Oh my God, this is the dumbest. I write these every week. And I love that. I love that when you guys start questioning my
Tennessee.
What?
This happened in Tennessee. Don't you remember that song, Tennessee?
Yeah, I do remember it. But I don't know why you were just for no reason saying it.
Because I said Tennessee. This guy I just think this is awesome because it's karma. This guy had stolen a bunch of stuff from people all over the neighborhood.
Right.
And a tornado swept through this town and damaged a bunch of homes and threw all of his belongings onto the lawn, and most of them were stolen from his neighbors.
Oh.
So everyone's outside like, wow, the tornado really messed up our house. What the hell is that?
That's my lawnmower. Son of a bitch. That's my chainsaw. He'd been stealing stuff from their houses, and the tornado just spread it all out on
and he's in jail now.
I can't believe it. A benevolent tornado. That was nice.
This is your cautionary tale, too. A man in a road rage incident has been run over by his own truck. This, of course, happened in Florida.
Oh, this is great. I read about this, too. Keep going.
You got to stop reading. You're messing up my flow, man.
No. I'm going to let you tell the story.
Well, I don't have to tell it. That's the main point. I think I hit the highlight.
Yeah, but he got out.
The story can't possibly get any better.
Got out, yelling at somebody. The dude got out of his truck, mad, slammed the door.
Banging on the driver's window.
Had not put his truck into park. And so the truck kind of turned and the guy drove away. I know what it was. The guy, because the truck had bumped up against the other car.
Right.
So the guy who was yelling at took off, and the guy stood in the road like, "Screw you, buddy!" And the next thing he knows, his truck that wasn't put in gear, boom, just took him down.
And he was drunk, in case you wondered.
No, you can always assume in every one of these stories that these people are drunk. All right, people.
Wait, I got to do my old people still kicking it, and then we're
Oh,
out.
yeah, okay, good.
If I ever can find this story or
Yo, I love when you bring old people still kicking
Douche
it. 'Cause by the way,
correspondent found it.
he got a little too intense about this whole world thing and the people that need to go, and he got a little too much. I get his point, man. I get his point, but damn, he got a little intense.
I didn't get intense. I was just saying that we've got to start analyzing what makes a human being and what makes a barbarian. Oh, shut up. Shut up. You know what? Next week I'm going to do something stupid. I'm going to do something on refrigerators. Next week we're doing on the gym. It's going to be on the gym.
Because we haven't done anything stupid in this podcast.
The idiots on the gym.
This happened in India.
This has been like the Neil Lehrer report. I'm sorry.
An Indian woman was able to get revenge on 2 men who allegedly attempted to break into her home. 85-year-old widow. Her name is Premlada. She was woken up when 2 thieves attempted to cut through the grill on her house. She lives alone as all 4 of her sons are gone working in Mumbai. She went straight to where the 2 home invaders were and tossed a bucket of hot water at them. One of the guys grabbed her, so she grabbed a stick and she started beating him and his accomplice with the stick. So neighbors hear that something's going on. Cops get called. They arrive. She went down to the station to positively identify the criminals, and the cops gave her the power to tell them what to do, and she made them do sit-ups.
That was their entire punishment?
She made them do sit-ups. That's terrible. It
Was
doesn't
she a PE
sound
coach?
Okay, right. Do you remember that national whatever fitness
Test, yeah.
thing that oh my gosh. Like if you're 85 pounds and 6 feet tall, like maybe that's not your favorite day ever, because you remember the sit and reach? Like all those little stumpy girls, they would put their legs into the thing with the ruler and everything, and they were close to it and they'd reach and they'd be farther because I was competitive and I wanted to win everything. And I could never, like my arm, like my legs are so long.
You were little. I saw pictures of you little. You had kind of storky legs, but Tyrannosaurus Rex arms.
I did not. I have monkey
That's
arms.
why.
You're
No,
so
now
full
you
of
do.
crap.
They grew.
Okay, good.
They
Thank
grew.
you.
But when you were during those tests, you were oddly shaped.
But do you remember then having to do the
Yes.
sit-ups and stuff?
Yep.
Maybe it's worse than you think.
Or the pull-ups, or like all that stuff.
We didn't have to do pull-ups. We had to do the dangle. I call it the purple-faced whole body shaking dangle. Remember
where you
that?
hold on for like 3 minutes.
I
or
would
something.
hold on until I had beat every chick's score. I didn't care. I almost had an
That's
aneurysm.
good. That's good willpower. That's why you do so well at stand-up, because you actually don't give a crap. You're like, oh, but I will beat these people, and you always.
I don't do it for enjoyment.
No.
Or happiness.
No.
I do it to win.
Right. And sometimes that works. That's fine.
The whole point was she's
man.
85 years old and she beat off 2 home invaders with a stick.
All right, man. That just sounded weird when you just said it. She's 82 and she beat off 2 invaders.
Yeah, that didn't sound right. That didn't sound right at all.
That story would be way more appropriate. Sit-ups.
And then she made him do sit-ups.
My ass.
And then they mowed her lawn. That's a different story. All right, guys. Thanks for the Titus podcast. We're back. Thanks for listening. We are changing some stuff up here at the Combustion Lounge. I want you to know that. So in the next couple weeks, it's going to be different.
If you want to see us, you can see us this weekend, the 8th and the 9th at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank. Also, the very next weekend, we're going to be in Cleveland.
Cleveland, Ohio. Hilarities in Cleveland. Great club. Great
Hilarities.
restaurant. By the way, if you want a place to hang, too. A lot of clubs are just a club, then you got to leave and go do something.
No, it's great.
Hilarities, you got this complex you can hang out in. It's really cool. And then the week after that, we're off.
But then we go to Joyzy.
Joyzy, yeah, one of my favorite clubs. And then we film the new special. By the way, we're going to film it at the Libero Theater in Santa Barbara. If you want tickets to go see the live taping of Angry Pursuit of Happiness, go to liberotheater.com.
You just totally guessed at that, but I like that you just guessed.
Did I give it a shot?
Good.
Was it not right?
I don't know.
Well, look, go to Libero Theater in Santa Barbara. You'll find
They'll
it.
be
for
on
God's
sale at the
sakes.
beginning of next week. And also, congratulations on Pornography. You've been stellar. We haven't been on since that
Pornography
started
is
airing.
on TV now. We've been doing we've been the top 3 cable show on Thursday night for 3 weeks now.
And what are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow night I start filming an episode of Rizzoli and Isles.
Yeah.
I think just to piss everybody off on the set, I'm going to call it Rizzoli and Isles, just to make everybody
You should
mad.
call it risotto.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Just keep calling it.
Risotto and Isles. That's great.
Anybody?
Or I
want
could just
some
say,
ISIS?
it's good to be. I'm glad. I never thought I'd be on Gilligan's Island before. I'm going to do it all day tomorrow. I'm just going to go, no, I'm on Gilligan's Island. No, you're not. Yeah, I'm on the phone. I'm just going to grab my phone all the time. Yeah, risotto and ugly. I don't know what it's called. Something like that.
Anyway, you have to film with them for a whole other week, so be nice.
Yeah, it should be nice. Also, guys, if you want any great DVDs from my comedy specials, all 6 of them, all 5 of them are available at ChristopherTitus.com, plus the tour shirts, Angry Pursuit of Happiness shirts, which are Arm the Children and We Need Comedy to Get Rid of Our Desire to Kill. Go to ChristopherTitus.com, pick those up. Please do that. It helps the Combustion Lounge. Also, there's a donation button. If you listen to the Combustion Lounge, we've made you laugh. There was a guy actually in last week that told me, he said he was driving. He told me a story. We were in did Taser with the banana. Dude was eating a banana, and we said something. He even remembered the joke. I don't remember what he told me. But he said he went, and he sucked half a banana down his throat and had to pull his car over because he thought he was going to die.
The great part was that he said that he very clearly, that moment where you realize that you could die?
Right.
He said he had that moment of clarity and everything stopped, and he thought, holy shit, I'm going to die by choking on a banana.
Listening to this podcast, that makes me proud in ways you don't even know.
Yeah, me too, kind of. It kind of touched me. I got a tear right now.
You can click on a donate button, or you can click on the Amazon link.
Right. We're still going to film Special Units on start filming on October 27th. We still need to raise more money for that movie. So what do you guys think we should do? Hit me on the contact page on ChristopherTitus.com, and because we're doing the movie. I missed doing this for 3 weeks. I have to be honest.
Me too.
I was dreading it today.
Say later.
Oh, all right, guys. This is Christopher Titus for the Titus Podcast. For myself, Bombshell Rae and Willie Jello Johnson. Later.
Peace out.
Jello. Yo, man, you got a little serious today, man. Like, it's like this whole world, we got to take these people out.
I'm just saying.
I think all of his ranter scene was counterbalanced by boots on the ground.
I do think that was very funny. Maybe we just give everybody ice cream and chill everybody out.
Or ISIS in their drinks.